Since the release of the first episode of Ms. Marvel, the show has continued to gain an increase in popularity. Trust me, I'm not a big fan of superhero movies, but Ms. Marvel is nothing like anything I've watched before. In this video, we'll be talking about how the cast has made the show relatable, and we'll also reveal all the latest information we have about the show. Stay tuned. First up, how Ms. Marvel is now a relatable show. Iman Vellani, a newcomer to the industry, plays the role of Kamala / Ms. Marvel. She infuses the character with boundless energy and heart in her performance. Her two closest friends, Bruno and Nakia, as well as Cameron, the new kid, are all equally endearing supporting characters in the story. The actors have stated that the friendships that exist between themselves and their characters on the show mirror those that exist between them in real life. Linz claims that what you see at school with Bruno, Nakia, and Kamala is an accurate portrayal of their relationships. One of the show's strongest points is how easily Ms. Marvel can connect with her audience. Despite the fact that it is a superhero show, the main characters still have to deal with concerns that are common for teenagers, such as schoolwork and trying to persuade their parents to allow them to attend conventions like AvengerCon. I think that a really cool thing about this program is that it kind of holds up a mirror and is like a reflection of everybody watching it, says Yasmin Fletcher. She stated that she was excited for the people to watch the show together as a family and that she was looking forward to it. She advised fans to watch how the characters interact with one another and see if they can find themselves in the intricate web of jokes and associations. So for those who think that this is just another superhero show, you couldn't be more wrong. Now that we are done with that, it's time to talk about all the questions fans have been asking after watching episode 3. Stay tuned. So, what does the blue arm signify? Even while there have been several blue aliens presented in the Marvel Cinematic Universe up until this point, none of them come across as plausible contenders for being the original owner of Kamala's bracelet. In the comics, Kamala's blue arm would have made sense given her status as an Inhuman, because the majority of Kree are blue, and Kamala has strong ties to the species. In the show, on the other hand, it is much more plausible that the bracelet's first owner was a Jinn of some type. Although the Jinn in Ms. Marvel are not depicted as being blue aliens, or at least they haven't been portrayed as being blue aliens so far, the fact that the clandestines believe the bracelet to be their only sure way home suggests there was some kind of connection between the bracelet's original owner and the Jinn. And now, which of the 10 rings were those? A familiar symbol is carved into the stone all around the ruins, where the clandestines discover the bracelet. The shot is taken from above the ruins. It would appear that Ms. Marvel will have some sort of connection to another Marvel Phase 4 property, and that would be Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Rings. In spite of the fact that the 10 rings are still shrouded in mystery, what is known about them is that they are unlike any mystical artifact in Kamar-Taj, and aren't recognizable as any alien technology that the heroes of the MCU are currently familiar with. If the origin of Kamala's bracelet is the same as that of the 10 rings, then this would explain why the 10 rings are so mysterious. They could have originated in an entirely different dimension. And if you are enjoying the video, please drop a like and hit that subscribe button. Moving on, there are lots of questions that episode 3 has brought us, and we can expect that we'll even have more as the show proceeds. I have already made my peace with this fact, and I suggest you do the same if you don't want to end up in the limbo of finding answers that the show has not revealed. Next up, who are these clandestines people anyway? The clandestines are a fictional group that appears in Marvel Comics. They are descended from Adon Destin and the Jinn Eliath. Ms. Marvel seems to be moving away from this explanation of their origin, instead stating that they originate from another dimension and go by a variety of names, one of which is Jinn. The decision to incorporate this component is a wonderful way to pay homage to Kamala's Pakistani and Muslim ancestry. The Jinn are an important part of their culture, despite the fact that they are typically viewed as being evil. In a show that focuses so much on Kamala's identity and heritage, it is a stroke of brilliance to call into question everything she knows by labeling her a Jinn. This occurs in the context of the show. The comics take a significant turn in a new direction when they reveal that Kamala Khan is probably not an Inhuman, but instead has some sort of connection to the clandestines. It is possible that Najma is not being entirely truthful, or that another piece of information will come to light that will recast the meaning of what has been revealed. However, it seems likely that this revelation is genuine. Kamala's reaction to the revelation of this new fact will be interesting to watch unfold. So why did Aisha actually vanish into thin air? Kamala's great-grandmother vanished. According to what Najma told her, this is consistent with what various members of her family have conveyed to her, but it is also possible that this is only a portion of the truth. The fact that Aisha has been absent from the clandestines for such a long time without contacting them raises several questions, including whether she has abandoned them, whether they have cast her out, or whether she has passed away. It is possible that Aisha passed away during the partition, as it is suggested in Ms. Marvel. However, given that she is one of the clandestines with the longest lifespan, it is highly unlikely that this occurred. Even though their precise abilities have not been discovered yet, they appear to be significantly more resilient than the typical human. This does not mean that it is inconceivable that she may have offered herself as a sacrifice for Sana's sake. Nonetheless, the outcome of this question is still unknown. It is highly doubtful that the clandestines willingly parted ways with Aisha, given how desperately they wanted to get their hands on Kamala's bracelet. Maybe she thought the other clandestines were a threat to the world, so she took the bracelet to protect the planet and her family from harm. Ms. Marvel has demonstrated that the clandestines are ruthless and fast to become angry. It is not impossible that Aisha observed this behavior and became worried enough about it to break away from the group. This is a possibility. And now, will Cameron be able to locate the second bangle? In the third episode of Ms. Marvel, it is made abundantly evident that a second bangle exists somewhere in the multiverse and may be required to return the clandestines to their own time and place. Similar to Kamala, the superhero Cameron possesses abilities that were unlocked by exposure to Terrigen Mist in the Marvel books. It seems from what Najma says that he might also have powers in Ms. Marvel, but they are dormant until they are activated by something, just like Kamala's were. It's possible that the show is dropping hints that Cameron may eventually find the second bangle and become a superhero like Kamala did. However, I hope they make some difference to their powers, because what good is two superheroes that have the same power? What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below. Finally, did Muniba additionally witness the train? At the conclusion of the third episode of Ms. Marvel, Kamala has a conversation with her grandmother, Sana. She reveals to Kamala that she too had a vision of a train, and that it indicates that Kamala must travel to Karachi. If Muniba, Kamala, and Sana are all descended from Aisha, does this mean that Muniba had the same vision that Kamala and Sana did? It has been apparent almost from the start of Ms. Marvel that Muniba knows more than she's letting on, but this shared vision may imply that she's more connected to all of this than Kamala currently believes she is. Ms. Marvel Episode 3 presents a wide variety of new components, including connections to Shang-Chi, as well as significant deviations from the source material, and it poses a great number of unanswered questions. There is no way to know for certain how all of these new revelations will tie back into the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe, as long as there are still 3 episodes left in the series before Kamala is featured in Captain Marvel 2. In either case, it's possible that Ms. Marvel will wind up having a much more significant impact on the larger universe than what was originally anticipated. Well guys, we have come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so that you don't miss out when we post videos.